Hi everybody, and welcome back to a Q&A. Well, welcome back to Rebellious Menstruation and a Q&A on reasons why single-use products are financially more expensive than reusables. So a common argument that I see is that menstrual cups are very expensive. And while it is true that most cups in Australia are approximately $45 to $50 if available in store, which is actually kind of rare, and between $60 and $75 when imported, due to the financial difference, like the exchange rate, the dollar exchange rate, and postage and handling, it is actually generally an incorrect argument to make. Considering that the average woman uses approximately 12 to 15,000 disposable products over her lifetime, we're going to go with some costs based on one menstrual cup versus the lowest amount of this, 1,200 tampons. I'm going to be using Australian prices, being that this is where I live. I'll also be doing a normal versus organic tampon comparison included in this, just so it gives another, option in here. The top 3 brands available widely in supermarkets and pharmacies are 3 companies called Libra, Carefree, and U by Kotex. The most widely available cup in Australia, available from only select health food stores and a national chain of pharmacies called Chemist Warehouse, is the Diva Cup. I actually destashed my Diva Cup, so I can't show you, but it is shown in other videos. However, I'm going to also use 2 online websites available in Australia, and so I can use the Lunette Cup, which is here, this example here, also for the Juju Cup and the Organi Cup. I haven't actually used either, but I'm going to use them in here as well. So the prices are as follows. The Diva Cup at the Chemist Warehouse is $45.99, which basically means it's $46. So times 35 years of menstruation, essentially. Menstruation can range from essentially kind of the average age being of starting 10 to 15 and the average age of finishing being around 48 to 55. So that is longer than 35 years, but we're going to go with, say, 35 to 40 years. So we're going to get the Diva Cup at $46. So over 35 years of menstruation, we're just going to average that out, which means the Diva Cup has a 10-year duration, which means we're going to need 4 over our lifetime, which means your lifetime cost for the Diva Cup will be $183.96. If we apply the same to the Lunette Cup, 10 years duration by 35 years of menstruation equals 4 cups. It is at floraandfauna.com.au, which means it is $54.50, which would equal $218 over, essentially your lifetime. The Juju Cup, from juju.com, is $49.95, which would make 4 cups over your life of your menstrual cycle is $199.80, and the Organic Cup is at $39.95, will be $159.80 for 4 cups over your lifetime. Now, the next prices are based on if you only buy 1 packet of 32 tampons. Now, I can tell you personally that I would have a 32 packet of supers, a 32 packet of regulars, and a 32 packet of minis. Plus I would have overnight pads and light pads for backup and regular pads with wings. So I would have 6 packets of stuff, and I would probably be replacing half of them every period. So I would be constantly buying 3 of those things per period. However, just to make this price comparison really ridiculous, I will show you that Libra regulars for a 32 pack is $6.35. However, over 35 years of menstruation, being that you have a period every month, it is 375 packets. Now, most likely you would be using 600 to 700 packets. However, 375 packets, which is one per month, is $2,381.25. Regular Carefree, 32, size like the pack 32, for 375 packets is $6.30, which would make it $2,362.5. So keeping in mind that this price is without pads, without lights, without supers. You Buy Kotex is a 32 pack, is 300 for 375 packets is at $7.70 is $2,887.50. Tom's Organics at $9.50 would make it $3,562.5. The other organics that I used was Suno Organics. They only come in a 16 pack, so you'd need to buy 2 of them just to make it equal along the board. So at 750 packs at $6.50, that would cost you $4,875. So automatically, if you only use 32 regular tampons across your period with no pads and no supers and no minis, you are looking at, 4 times the cost already in comparison to a Diva Cup. Of course, all of these numbers and all of these costs are predicated on this basis that you were just buying a single packet of tampons for the entire cycle, and this obviously wouldn't cater for these liners or supers or lights or packets of pads, all of which I used to have, as I've said before, over the course of my period. I have gone over what I would spend in an average period previously, and I've gone down the breakdown, but it was approximately $40 to $45 per period on tampons and pads alone. So this did not include the $20 or $30 I would spend on painkillers and peppermint and rosehip oil, which meant I was spending between $720 and $900 per year, including the painkillers. So just on tampons alone, I would be spending between $540 and $700 per year. So this is far, far above the 1 packet of tampons per period. Which would mean that in the context of the 35 years that we were using of menstrual cycle, I would be spending at least $18,900 to $21,000 on my period. So I would have spent at least that amount if I had not switched to reusables. So you need to please understand that these costs are mitigated against if you have a heavier or a lighter period. And also, all of those ones that I mentioned, the Libra, Carefree and You Buy Kotex, as well as Tom's and Suno, are brand names. So most supermarkets will carry their own generic no-name brand. So just as a side note, while I just did a comparison of menstrual cups and tampons, there are also period underwear, and these cost period underwear and cloth pads. However, these costs are difficult to know. So just because you might have a Diva Cup and 4 pairs of underwear, you might have 30 pieces of cloth pads that cost you $250, and that's all you've spent for the 10 years. So, but then again, you may have 20 pads or you may have 60 pads. So there is also a online like period underwear. I'm again going to use Australian period underwear just so that it's easily accessible. Love Luna, which is a period underwear that is available in a supermarket called Woolworths for $15 per period packet. They are very limited in colour and size, but they are available at the supermarket and they are $15. However, you may need, let's just say you get 5 packets of them, so that's what, $75. Modibodi is an Australian company and their period underwear ranges from $25 to $40. I realise that there are other ones, but I restricted these to the ones that are obviously available in Australia. One is online and one is at Woolworths. And while you can order from stores internationally, the postage and currency conversion, in particular from US dollars for someone like Thinx, can be quite nasty. Cloth pads do have other costs associated as well, generally depending on whether you buy from a company like Hanapads or Juju, makers of the previously mentioned menstrual cups. They also make cloth pads and also underwear, or whether you buy from somewhere like Etsy, or whether you buy these like $2 pads from like a Chinese cheaper store, which you can buy from eBay, delivered for about $2. I think there was another YouTuber, I'll see if I can find the video, I'm not sure I can, who actually bought an entire stash of 25 of these types of pads for $75. So her idea was to buy the cheapest pads out there to see if they could last her an entire cycle, which they did. So, I mean, you could possibly get away with it as cheap as getting all of these kind of rollback Chinese cheapies. So Hanapads, which is these ones here, have prices for liners starting at $9.95 and regular pads from $19.95. Most likely, if you go into a health food store, you're most likely to find this Hanapads brand. Juju liners are from $8.91 from their website, and regulars are from $12.50. You can also order from Wham Etsy sellers, but these can range in price quite a bit, from $6 for liners up to $12 to $15 for regulars, and probably up to $20 to $25 for heavies. However, the cost of pads has quite a bit to do with the fabric and the backer and the core that is used. There are many options, but let's say you spend about $250 for a set of pads from a variety of makers. These should at least last you 5 to 10 years, depending on how you take care of them and the environment that your pads are kept in. Hopefully, going over these various costings, it is astoundingly obvious that getting whichever reusables you decide that you can afford is far, far cheaper than single-use tampons. There are links to the companies below that I've mentioned in this video. So there'll be links to Hanapads and to Lunette Cup. There will also be links to Flora and Fauna, which is the website I mentioned earlier, and to Chemist Warehouse and the Diva Cup and the Juju Cup. So as well as Love Luna and Modibodi. So just to recap, what I would have spent over my lifetime had I not switched to reusables is about $18,900 to about $25,000. One packet of 32 tampons for 35 years ranges from $2,362.81 to $4,875 just for a single packet per month for 35 years. The 4 menstrual cups that I mentioned range from $183 to $218 for the same 35-year period, and the panties range from $15 to $35, and the cloth pads will run from $6 to $25, and that will depend on how often you use them and how many you buy. So hopefully this has helped you guys out and answered at least some of your questions. If you have any more, you can just comment below, or all of my social media is in the description box below, along with all of these links to this. And if you have any other questions, please let me know. Outside of that, the usual disclaimers apply. I'm not affiliated with any of these companies, which is great because I can just comment what I want. But outside of that, enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon or evening, depending on where you are in the day. And I will certainly catch up with all of you in the next video. Bye everyone.